right, it's been a couple days since I brought the 4Runner home. First things first, I am gonna be selling all of the armor off of this truck. I wanna do tube bumpers and sliders. I had posted this stuff on Marketplace and have a guy coming to look at it this morning, so I am going to start pulling the bumper front and rear off, and then I have to cut the sliders off of the frame, and it is like 25 degrees out. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my phone up and get to work on getting these bumpers pulled off, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the truck here later in the video. Got the front and rear bumper pulled off the truck, as well as the sliders. Sliders were welded to the frame, so I just chopped those supports in half, and whoever buys them will have to just kind of rework them to get them mounted up. But yeah, that was a lot more work than I wanted it to be. On a positive note, every bolt that I touched spun just fine. Nothing was seized up or too rusted or anything, so that gives me some hope with working on the rest of this thing. I am just waiting for this guy to show up from Facebook Marketplace and pick these guys up. Truck, the guy that I bought it from gave me pretty much a whole second interior, ton of plastics and everything like that, so pretty much the whole inside of the truck is stuffed full of all of those extras. Just to have a little bit more workspace with it being a two-door and I have a pretty small garage, I am going to go ahead and take the topper off, find a good place to store that somewhere, and roll the truck back in the garage. So one of the main issues that I did run into when I went to pick up the truck was that we couldn't get the back window to roll down. I tried to jump 12 volt power to the window motor and get it to roll down that way, but I was unsuccessful. And without getting that window down, I cannot drop the tailgate. So the plan right now is to pull the topper off of the truck, find a good place to store that, and then I might go as far as just taking the tailgate and back window out of the truck completely for now. While it's stuffed in the garage, I don't have a ton of space in there, and that'll make it a whole lot easier to have access in and out of the truck. Oh shit, yeah, just go out. Fucker off the track. Oh yeah. To the side yard. Looks pretty cool with no topper.
Yeah.
All right, so we got the truck pushed into the garage. I am going to turn the diesel heater on and then spend the next hour or so cleaning out the back of this truck. As you can see, it is filled with a ton of extra junk that I don't need. Some of it's additional trim pieces for the interior. Some of it's just leftover trash from the previous owner. So I am gonna find some space up in my rafters of the garage to get some stuff out of the way, make this thing a little bit more enjoyable to work on. Additionally, I'm sure it will uncover some new rust holes that I don't know about. Luckily, I was able to fit all of that interior and all of those additional plastic pieces and stuff like that in my shed. I kind of did like a rough pick through and tossed a couple pieces that were all broken and not really salvageable. And then, yeah, the rest of it is all stacked up pretty nicely in my shed, out of the weather at least. And the truck is officially empty. There's no more trash and plastic laying everywhere, which is pretty cool. My next step is I'm going to hop back up in the truck and unbolt all of the seats and probably just leave them in the bed of the truck at the moment, seeing as that it's cold and dark outside. I'm not gonna get too in-depth with cleaning that stuff just yet, but the goal, the next time I get some sunlight and I'm able to work on this thing, is to take all the seats outside in the driveway and the carpet and just kind of pressure wash the crap out of everything, make it nice and clean in there. The interior probably won't get a crazy amount of love in this thing, at least right off the bat. There's plenty of other stuff to focus on, so I just want to get the inside clean enough that I don't feel dirty every time I get in the truck, seeing as that it's been sitting outside for 2 years. And also every time I buy a new vehicle, I like to clean it and make it officially mine, so that's kind of where we're at. I am just going to go ahead and do all the easy stuff, and pretty much everything that I can do to the truck without spending money is where we're going to start with this project. So yeah, I'm going to hop back up in here, take these seats out. It's the next night. I just got home from work. I am going to jump back into finishing tearing down the front of the cab. Just have to get this heater removed, and then I'll pull the carpet. Just got done vacuuming out the front of the cab, pulling the carpet out, and kind of doing like a little rough wipe down. It looked like there had been like oil spilt at one point. I got all of the stickers pulled off of the glove compartment, and yeah, I'm just kind of doing little random stuff at the moment. There's one sticker left inside of the truck that says Mr. Plant. It's a Volcom sticker, and I kind of like that one, so it's also kind of hiding behind the seatbelt. I'm gonna leave that one for a while. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, I pulled the heater and didn't even think to check the antifreeze in the front of the truck. The first gen 4Runner has 2 heater cores, one in the front and then one in the cab, which is basically what that unit is right there. That cycles antifreeze through it and kind of is like a radiant heater in between the passengers. So when I pulled those hoses off, it sprayed antifreeze all over me and my face and all that, but I think I'm gonna avoid putting that back in the truck. I haven't done a ton of research on that heater or deleting that out of these trucks, but I plan on doing that tonight. So yeah, I think the end goal is to not have that in there. And last thing before I get back to cleaning, I did find probably my biggest rust hole yet down here in the passenger firewall. I don't think it's too bad, and I'm not that concerned with that area being rusted out. That's where I tubbed the 3rd gen 4Runner, so it can't be that difficult to cut out and patch back in. All right, just finished getting everything pressure washed. I'm pretty hyped to have all that interior nice and clean now. It was sitting outside of the garage under a tarp, and it all still had a very potent smell to it, so pretty excited to have all that stuff cleaned up. The seats came out really nice. They cleaned up really well. They're in really good condition. There's not even any like tears on them or anything, which is pretty impressive. I'm pretty excited to see what the seats look like back in the truck once we get to that point, but the carpet I'm a little skeptical about still. It was in pretty rough condition. We'll see what it looks like when it gets dry, but worst case scenario, I just get a new carpet. It's like $150 for a new carpet for the whole cab. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. I am going back home for the holidays starting tomorrow, so I'll be gone for about a week. And yeah, I'm excited to get back from the holidays and get back to work on this thing. Gonna get it all sanded down, get it painted, and then get all of these little chunks of rust cut out of the truck and repaired. And then from there, parts should start rolling in, so we'll be able to start jumping into the suspension, cleaning the frame up, and get into the fun stuff. So yeah, gonna wrap this one up. I really appreciate you guys for watching. Had a ton of people reach out from the first video and give me some good advice, as well as just showing support. So really appreciate you guys. Like I said in the first video, anything that I gained from this little series will be going right back into the truck. As always, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.